Dr. Mike here, reporting live from Pennsylvania, where we are putting in a solid bid to be the new capital of Covidia. Now, as you guys know, I was planning on spending at least part of my quarantine playing the At Games Arcade Legends core. Now, I hear there's going to be some changes to the way third party apps run on that. For more info, we're going to have to roll deep.
Yeah, let's talk about kind of a big change with the 5.11 release of the At Games firmware. In the past, I used to go down to release notes, and every time there was a new release, kind of skim through there. Things have changed a little bit on release notes. It was really good information, but what they've done, really starting since just sometime in October, they've moved the release notes to a new section. So now you'll see a news section in the top navigation. You're going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to give you lots of information on kind of what's happening in the At Games universe. And a little bit different layout, but this is where you'll find your release notes now. So you go ahead and click on news, and you'll be able to scroll down. They'll highlight games. There'll be things about leaderboards, all that kind of good stuff, products, new products and releases. And then, of course, the firmware updates. And so you see that kind of icon there. You can go ahead and click on that, and it will cover what's next for this release here. So what was kind of interesting on 5.11 is AppStoreX was released. So what is AppStoreX? This is where they move the third-party properties like CoinOPS and Pixel Arcade to a different section. So these are third-party apps that used to be available underneath the BYOG section of the At Games menu. And now they've been moved to where you actually keep a local copy on a USB drive and run that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I had to do to kind of get it set up so that I can continue to use CoinOPS underneath this new approach. So one of the first things you're going to need to do is go to the settings. And if you go and look at the AppStoreX, you'll see both Pixel Arcade and CoinOPSx there. And so now you're going to need to kind of do an install on a USB to get it to work. Pretty straightforward to do. I'm going to show you how to do it to where you end up in a 2 USB world. CoinOPS on one USB, the actual interface of CoinOPSx, that's all CoinOPS is an interface over ROMs. As I mentioned before, it used to be underneath BYOG, and now it's under AppStoreX. So what you want to do is you want to go to Settings, and you're going to be looking for a new menu option called Flash Drive X. And you go ahead and click on that. Have a USB. This is a USB that's going to be formatted, so you don't want to have anything on it that you want to keep. And you can go ahead and do a formatting. Pretty straightforward to do. It's pretty quick. So you go ahead and get that formatted, and then you're going to want to mount it, which is the other option that's available, another straightforward process. There are instructions out there on the web. I'll include a link to a really great YouTube video that explains how you can actually accomplish all of this on a USB drive by partitioning it. But for this video, we're just going to get you up and running with 2 USBs. So I formatted it, I mount it, and I'm good to go. So now we're going to make our way back again to AppStoreX, and we're going to click on CoinOPSx. And clicking on it again will start an install process, another fairly quick process. So then you can load the application from here. Now, patience is a virtue. What I have found on this as I got it, the CoinOPSx installed on the USB drive, and I've seen this before with CoinOPS in general, sometimes it takes a while for these things to register with the At Games Legends. So you may see a couple, and I'll show you a couple of the screens you'll get when it's, you need to wait a little while longer. Everything's good, and you're going to be able to go, but you've got it installed, and it should run really quick, but it doesn't necessarily. In fact, what I've typically done is after I've done this install, and you only have to install it and mount it once. After that, you're good. When you shut your machine off, it's going to be there the next time. But you will see some things like, I can't find CoinOPSx. So that's a patience thing. So there's 2 things it's got to find. It's got to find the actual CoinOPSx interface on the one USB, and then, of course, it's got to find your actual CoinOPS set of ROMs, which would be on your other USB. As I mentioned, I'm going to include a link to a YouTube video that shows how you could partition a USB drive and put both of these on there and only be in a 1 USB drive situation, which is absolutely what you're going to want to do with something like the Legends Core, because best I can tell, it only has 1 USB input. So if you're patient, you see those screens a few times, eventually you'll be good to go. I've reseated the USBs sometimes as I'm kind of impatiently waiting to get going on there. But what you will eventually get is the same experience you had before. We're under BYOG, you'd click on CoinOPSx. Now you'll go to AppStoreX, you'll go to the icon, you'll click on it, and your CoinOPS experience will start. There are a number of videos out there that demonstrate how to do this. I tried to just create a quick, simple one for folks if they just wanted to get up and running. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate folks listening.